Hey, welcome back. It is Jennifer Lee, and with me once again, it's an awesome 80s. It's also a Friday, so I've got Noble McIntyre from McIntyre Law in.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We're talking about the 80s as always.
Right.
It's Memorial Day weekend. We're getting ready. Are you guys doing anything fun?
I am. I have a house out at Lake Eufaula, Carlton Landing, and so my whole family will go out there. And by whole family, I mean my extended family, because my sister and her husband also have a house out there. And so we will all go out there. My brothers and sisters will come, and it's a great time. We have one of those tri-tune boats, like a pontoon boat, but it's the tri-tune. It's a lot of fun. So you just go out there. Now, I'm past my day of being pulled around on an inner tube. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to ski anymore, but the kids all love doing that. And so we will pull them around and we'll have a good time.
The last time I tried to ski, I really just got dragged through the water, and they're like, let go. And finally I did. That was not for me either.
So I grew up in North Dakota and was right on the border with Minnesota. I had some cousins in Minnesota, and they have a lot of lakes there, and we would go ski with them, and they could barefoot. They were such good slalom skiers and barefooted. They could ski with no skis, which is called barefooting. So I learned to ski as a kid and was pretty good as a kid, but as an adult, I'm not sure. It has been, I'm 55 now. It's got to be every bit of 25 years since I've been up on skis.
Gravity changes a lot of things.
It does, and it hurts more when you fall, and I'm not interested in hurting.
Well, yeah, your shoulder, how's that doing,
it's
by the
better.
way?
I never got it fixed, but, I broke the shoulder, but I didn't have surgery. But it's like everything else. If you would have fallen off a horse and broke something in the 1800s when there were no doctors, it would eventually stopped hurting. It might not have been fixed right. So that's what we kind of did with my shoulder, but I'm not going to go test it by trying to ski.
Well, at least you're not walking like Quasimodo.
That's exactly
that's
right.
Good. Speaking of the 80s, basketball teams in the 80s, not as prevalent like the Lakers say. They were huge in the 80s.
Well, they won 8. I think they were in the NBA Finals 8 times. I think they won 5. And so it was the Lakers and the Celtics were the two teams of the 80s, and they would play against each other. Unbelievable matchups. But yes, clearly with the Lakers, we have one team that goes to the finals 8 out of the 10 years and wins half of them. Obviously a dominant team. It was such a good team. That was back when they had Magic Johnson. And then of course the Celtics were the other one. They won 3, and they had Larry Bird. And so it was great matchups. And that was my era. I turned 13 in 1983. I was a teenager all through the 80s. It was a great time to live. These kids today, they have no idea what they're missing.
They're like,
no idea what they're
what?
missing.
Yeah.
And we actually experienced and lived it. We weren't glued to a cell phone because it didn't exist.
So you had to watch it as it happened. You couldn't just look up a score.
There wasn't even a VCR to record it and go back. And ESPN 24-hour day replays didn't exist yet.
Right.
And so you had to watch it live, and then you could talk about it, but it's not like you were going to see it replayed. You didn't go YouTube. YouTube didn't exist. The internet didn't exist. So,
people are like, what?
Yeah, different times.
Well, my dad was a huge Boston Celtics fan. He couldn't explain why. Kind of like in football, he liked the Packers, and he couldn't explain why. But maybe it was the color green. I don't know. But he was a huge Celtics fan for forever. And if he was still around today, he would probably still be a Celtics fan. But it's so different now. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played a lot in the 80s.
Right. He was a great player, and he was obviously on the Lakers, but you had Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish from the Boston Celtics, but then obviously you had James Worthy, Magic Johnson. So it was a great era to play. Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
Which he's the best. He's the elite.
That's when the tennis shoe became a viable thing,
Yeah, back in the day, everybody just wore whatever shoe they wanted, and then they started getting signature shoes. So, look, I love the 80s. I wish we could just live the 80s forever.
I know. See, I noticed they had those cute little tiny shorts that they wore.
Yes, Jennifer, we know.
I just noticed that.
Yes.
But they had really long knee socks.
Yes.
Let's talk about this for a minute. We had someone write in talking about now that it's spring and summer, they're doing outside activities. They're wanting their trees fixed, trimmed, things like that. Well, apparently this company that this lady used probably killed or allegedly killed her trees.
All right.
What kind of protection can people have when they hire a company
it's interesting,
like that?
And it's interesting that I know the answer to this because I don't do a lot of tree law. I'm a personal injury trial lawyer. But once upon a time, early in my career, I had a case that involved a range fire that burned several thousand acres and took down fences and killed some cows and killed some trees. And as part of that damage model to show what this particular rancher had lost, we had to get an agronomist come out and value the tree. And Oklahoma statute allows you to recover treble damages for trees. And so let's say a full grown oak tree is worth $3,000. You obviously can't go buy one and transplant. Those things are huge, but let's say it's valued at $3,000. You actually can get 9. You can get treble damages. And so in that case, we used an expert to value the trees and then apply for treble damages. So if you hire somebody that kills your tree, you have a cause of action, and it's treble the damages of what that tree was worth, because you're going to have to spend money to try to get a mature tree to replant it there,
right,
as well as take down the old one. So you do have a good case.
Should you go through, before they even come to your house, even if it's a reputable company, should you go through and like video all your backyard? It's
always good to show that everything was alive and doing well, because obviously their defense is going to be the tree was already dying. I mean, we were just trying to do our best. And if you have video evidence that, no, this was a really good tree, it was full of life, then your case is going to be much better.
Wow. It's something to think about for sure, especially as we head outside and do outside activities. Always a pleasure. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you.
I always thought that everybody's parents were off in the summer till I was about 10 because my folks were teachers.
Okay.
So we went to Colorado every summer.
And you thought that was normal.
Yes, I thought that was normal. So enjoy. I'll probably have just a staycation. In fact, I'm off all next week. So I'm going to have a staycation.
We'll have a good time.
Yeah. If people need to get a hold of you, what should they do?
It's easy. You can shoot me an email at noble@mcintyrelaw.com. My website's just mcintyrelaw.com. It's really easy. Or the phone number is 777-7000. Just give me a call.
That's easy to remember. All right.
Yep.
Thank you, Noble McIntyre, as always.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks.